Racial tensions have always been an issue since man has enslaved, discriminated, and oppressed others. In America today, many legal and social accomplishments have been made to provide equality for all. However, discrimination is still present and will most likely remain so for a long period of time. To understand how racial tensions are still prevalent in today's society, we must investigate how this is affecting our community here at Reedy's High School. But first, let's take an overall view of the ethnicity percentages here in Frisco ISD.
Looking at this slide, with the information taken from the ethnicity percentages from 2016 to 2017 report on the Frisco ISD website, we can notice the groups. Asians with 18.1%, African Americans with 6.7%, Hispanic 10.6%, American Indians or Alaska Native with 0.8%, and Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islander with 0.2%. It's easy to see the minority groups here, with the majority groups are the ethnicities of whites and possibly Asians. From this, we could guess which groups would most likely face racial discrimination here at Reedy High School.
Hola, me llamo Vivian. ¿Te molesta que hablo en español? Hi, my name's Vivian. Does it make you uncomfortable that I speak Spanish?
I feel like just speaking Spanish, like there are certain people throughout Reedy who are like just like not really accepting of other like cultures, and that like I'm like I see that and like I respect that, so I just like won't speak Spanish. But
I've personally been called white girl or an Oreo because I talk white, but I'm not trying to be white. I don't know why being educated means I'm being white.
A lot of the music that I listen to, for some reason it's looked as almost as like lower class music, which to me is kind of awful, because why is my culture a lower class than your culture?
But no, this is like nice in Alabama. This is like a church outfit, man. Like, I don't know, like I feel like I have to be quote unquote white here. Like I have to speak a certain way. I've learned more from Twitter about my race and online than I have in the classroom.
Kind of sad, because I feel like, especially in all history classes, not just world, we should be making wider connections with our history and the rest of the world.
The curriculum at Reedy is very centered towards white Americans, not viable towards a wide range of people, and so I think that from that aspect, we're only learning from a very centered mindset, and that's not really preparing us for college or even the real world.
There's a lot of racist people in this school. I get all happy Kwanzaa, you know, people say the N-word to me all the time, you know, and nobody ever does anything about it.
They frame it in a way of a joke, and it's not really a joke, and it's something that's kind of taken really seriously, and I think that, you know, those words, those little slight little digs are the things that contribute to the problem. It builds on itself and something that eventually can turn into a huge problem, which it obviously has.
I think stereotyping is a really big thing throughout Reedy, because it's just like we live in like basically a bubble, and like since we're in that bubble, it's like we're more prone to like thinking about these stereotypes.
Black Student Alliance, but I feel like even though we're all these black people are in all one room together, we're not together. We have been around the white population and white American culture all of our lives since kindergarten, and we don't really know how to be ourselves and express like our culture, because all we're around is white people all the time. And
certain people here just don't affiliate or talk to or even branch out towards other races here, and they don't feel the need to, and I think that that's a huge issue that's contributing to the problem itself, is that people are so stuck in their ways and they don't want to branch out towards other races or even learn about other cultures, and that is where the issue lies, and that's why our school isn't as open or as diverse as it should be.
But I gotta say that I think we got a long ways to go, because there are still people in the crowd that will openly mock the Bollywood dancers, and they will openly mock people of other groups, LGBT group and things like that, and nobody calls them out, or at least a lot of people don't call them out. I feel that Reedy, like from the administration standpoint, tries to be inclusive, and the teachers try to be inclusive, but we are not as inclusive as we want to be. I feel like it's a passive inclusivity, and I would just like to see it be more of a current conversation. when you talk about administration hiring for the purposes of diversity and setting examples and inclusivity, no, there's not much evidence of that.
Those are some very interesting responses from our teachers. Now let's introduce our special guest.
Now we've got an interview from Dallas Falling Officer Foundation President, Sergeant Demetric Penny.
2016, I filed a lawsuit against Black Lives Matter. And what I was trying to do in talking with the federal officials, politicians, I was trying to explain that the group was not representing the interests of the African American community. What they were doing was, by definition, domestic terrorism. The bias came after I filed the lawsuit. And what you would traditionally think about, people, sending me death threats, or people saying that they hate me and calling me all the racist names, they weren't anybody white. It was people that were black. It was the fact that I was educated and I was able to explain and connect dots the way no one else could connect those dots, that made people hate me, because it went against a message that they were trying to fill.
We ask if you face any type of racist remarks or discrimination, please report it to a trusted adult. If you know or believe in any stereotypes, just know that those words restrict others. Prejudice leads to discrimination, then to racism. Do not let those words define you. Define who you are. And thank you for watching our film.